Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Shebesh Speaks. During my last shows, as usual and as promised, I have been bringing you many people in the field of mental health and mental well-being. Through all my guests, I have endeavored to make sure that I deliver to you something that changes your life, those who have a mental health condition like myself, but also for those around people and how we can identify people who need support. It's been a journey for me, and I'm sure it's a longer journey for those of us who are in this same situation. And so I thank those who have come to my show so far, the insights they've given us from what government is doing, which facilities you can go to those who have come to talk about the real issues of mental health and how they are dealing with it. And most importantly, the professionals who have come on board to tell us what we can do to make ourselves better. Remember, I always say that mental health issues, mental illness, is an illness like any other illness. And therefore, let me start by appreciating very many people reaching out to me to just say thank you. Thank you for being bold enough to speak. Thank you for speaking about me and for me knowing that I am not alone. And so I want to repeat, you are not alone. Absolutely not alone. My resident psychiatrist told us that 1 in every 5 people has a mental health issue. Many of us are not aware that the stresses we are going through are unable to deal with them. The reason we are seeing rampant rise in domestic violence, in depression, in suicide, even in murder, is correlated to mental health. And so we need to get our society to be aware that this condition that we have in our brain is also treatable. And so today I decided that I will speak to you alone for a short while, so that for those of you who are like me, suffering from bipolar disorder, ADHD, postpartum depression even. Let me tell you what my few weeks have been and my learning. And the first learning I want to speak to you about is wearing a mask. How tiring masks are. And what do I mean by a mask? I mean pretending to be happy when you're not. Pretending to be excited when you're not. Pretending to be engaged when you are definitely disengaged. What is the toil on our mental health of this mask? 1, you're not real. You certainly are not real. You are covering your emotions and your inner self because you are striving to look okay. Because society has stigmatized anybody who comes out of there not looking okay. What is the face of us not looking okay? Crazy, loud, manic, or sad, uninterested, depressed. Now those are faces that nobody, even those who don't have mental health issues, nobody wants to keep presenting that because it will tire people, it will cause people to think you're too much to handle, or that you're always sad and depressed and maybe overthinking things. And that's not a comfortable person in society. A comfortable person is supposed to be normal, balanced, laughs when they need to laugh, talks, engages, small talk, comes out to say, today I'm not feeling too good. That's what normal conversations are supposed to be. That's what normal interactions should be. And that's what we strive to do when we're wearing a mask. But if you are in the situation where I am, and you have a mental health illness, that mask is dangerous. That mask must be unveiled. Now, if you don't know how to unveil it yourself because you've not even realized you have a mental health illness, then I'm speaking to you. If you are always constantly exhausted at the end of the day, not feeling fulfilled, feeling drained, yet you had a productive day. Because by the way, the masks also allow us to have a productive day. But when you go home, and you can hardly wait to get home. You don't want to conversation with anybody, even your family or children. You want to hide away because you need to breathe that sigh of relief. That mask, I repeat, is dangerous. And how do we get rid of that mask? What I say constantly. If you feel something is wrong with you in terms of how your brain is operating, in terms of looking at people and wondering, how come they are so happy and I can't feel that happiness? Or how come I'm too much and everybody kind of looks irritated, but I'm too much and I've got too many ideas and I think I'm a genius and what I'm saying must be the truth. How come people are not responding to you the way you think? Those are the questions we ask ourselves. So as we endeavor to answer those questions, we put on this mask. And I've said, when you go home, when you go to your space, it doesn't work. So if you have realized or felt what I am saying, and I really hope it's hitting home, then you need to accept or to realize that something could be wrong with me. And so that I don't scare you, that's something that may be wrong with you in your mind is manageable. Is manageable. Because mental health illness, like any other illnesses that are long-term, is something you manage each and every day, but it becomes easier to manage if you accept it and go to a professional and get diagnosed. Now you might go and you might not get the news like I did that, oh, you do have a mental health illness called bipolar disorder. You might just be told you're stressed. You might just be told to relax and be calm. Or you could be told, like I was, that you do have a mental health illness. What I can tell you as to why diagnosis is important as early as possible is because we don't want to lose you. We don't want to lose you. Like any other disease that you don't treat and you catch it when it's too late. Any other disease which you could have, identified earlier. We take cancer as an example. Early testing and regular testing of cancer would allow you to see it in its formation early, and most of the time at that stage, it's treatable. But when you get to cancer at stage 4, it's really a struggle. Let me say that. It's a struggle, and in many cases, it's a realization that it can't be treated. Same to mental health. If earlier on you can catch up to these varying emotions and confused states that you're finding your brain in, and looking around and thinking, oh, something is not right, and somebody around you lovingly or not sometimes has told you something is wrong. This is not normal. If you accept it early enough, like I've compared with cancer, it's manageable. However, and why I'm saying we don't want to lose you, is that if it takes too long and you spiral out of feeling sad to feeling dejected to feeling etc., and then depressed and get into a depression, sometimes at those stages, that depression is extremely difficult to get out of. Extremely difficult. And if you allow your mania, I'm talking about bipolar, of course, if you allow your mania to also get out of control, mania is as dangerous, although not as sad for me as depression, but it's just as dangerous. Because you will go out of control, you'll do things that are not rational, you will engage in risk behavior, you'll go into financial crisis, you will ruin your family and friends and relationships. Still for me, something that nobody would want to imagine that they can do, yet you have no control over it. So for me, early diagnosis, early acceptance of what you have is your win for getting better. I cannot emphasize it enough. I cannot emphasize it enough. Once you get into treatment, you will realize, and I'm doing this just so that first you realize you're not alone, but you will realize that through medication and psychotherapy, counseling, it's manageable. And you can live a normal, exciting, fulfilling life and be part of society without feeling like the odd one out. So if we drop our masks, we allow, first of all, people to see that we are not okay. If we drop our masks, we allow ourselves to really feel what we are feeling so that we realize we are not okay. Apart from bipolar disorder, we have anxiety, ADHD, which sometimes I think I need to explain. Because even with bipolar disorder, I still get anxiety and panic attacks. And everybody knows me as a very forward person who is fearless and speaks loudly and concisely, not all the time loudly, but sometimes very loudly, but with authority. And it's something I have developed over the years. To be able to communicate in a way that somebody can read your heart. It's important to get there. But by the time I got there, because I knew what I wanted to deliver every time I speak, because I believe every time I open my mouth, in terms of probably the status that I have, the job that I've been given, the people who listen to me, even with my family, I must be very sure what I want to say, and when I'm delivering it, what I want the impact to be. So for very long, because I had not mastered this, I had not been taught through it, I had not taught myself, I went into panic attacks. And many times you saw me on stage, either in bunge or in rallies. The amount of panic that was in me, many times I would wish they would forget to call me. I would wish. Because I'm panicking, I am breathing hard, and I am sweating, and I'm so anxious, and I'm thinking, I'm about to miss it. I'm about to miss it. I managed through those ones, not doing a very good job, but still doing it, until I asked myself, how do you manage this? How do you manage this? And at the end of the day, it is through my treatment of bipolar that I came across how to deal with anxiety and panic attacks. Now, I'm not giving this as, what can I say? It's not what I am saying that will determine how you deal with anxiety. But it is my experience that can help you deal with anxiety, even as you listen to the professional help that you should get. And I realized that a calm mind, a quiet mind, which sometimes we struggle with, in fact, it's our main reason why we have mental health illnesses. We don't have a calm mind naturally. We have a distorted, very busy mind in there, struggling, overexcited, overexcited, the brain is overstimulated, that's the word, an overstimulated brain, or an understimulated brain. So we are not in the normal sphere, as I said. So when you get anxiety, or when you get the panic attacks, which is how my anxiety reflects, a calm mind is what you're looking for. And how do you calm your mind physically to help you pass through a situation? As I said before, you get real professional support on it. Because even if you're on medication, even if whatever happens, sometimes you can just be triggered and you get into a panic attack. So this is what my psychologist told me just last week. And he told me, you're looking for a calm mind. You're looking for quiet. You can't get a calm mind if you're still engaging around a situation where the panic attack is occurring. You can't get a calm mind when you're talking, saying, oh God, give me peace, but I'm still engaging, you know. You can't get that calmness if you don't go within yourself and ask yourself, why am I panicking? Why am I panicking? It's because I know I'm not ready, I'm not equipped, and what I'm about to say, I have no idea whether it's wrong or right, because that is something, as I've told you, innately, I'm very focused about what I say. And so once you get yourself to ask yourself those questions, you must retreat. You must retreat. And how do you retreat? You retreat by finding yourself a space, a quick space. Either withdraw and go back into your office, or withdraw, go under a tree, or withdraw, if you're somewhere, you can enter your car and do this exercise. And it's so simple, it's amazing. And I've used it in the last few weeks, and it has worked. So you place your feet on the ground and give it a bit of space. You get flat on the floor. And you put your hands, like I have on my knee, like that. And you close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, switch off any noise you hear in your mind. Now, I'm not sure how well you'll do that, but attempt. So you close your eyes, you've placed your feet on the floor, you have it on your knees here, your hands. First of all, try and let go of any tension, like just let go of your body. Get me? Let go of your body. Close your eyes, it helps. Close your eyes and let go of your body. Feel physically your shoulders relax, your back, your feet, your hands. Feel it physically. You're hearing me? Then switch out all external noise that you can, which means in your mind, don't think about that thing you're thinking about now. Try shift it. Look for the space where you can say, I'm thinking about nothing. And you'll realize that then what you hear is nature. You'll realize that you can feel leaves almost dropping. You can hear a bird chirping. And you can hear maybe a car horn from very far. But what you're not hearing anymore is the constant noise in our brains. And when you reach there, then you do this simple exercise. You breathe in, but not with your chest like we normally do. You breathe in and your stomach, I don't know what to call this area, abdomen, expands, it swells outward. I never even knew you could do that. It swells outward. And when you take in that breath, you hold it for 5 minutes. You breathe in with your nose. You hold it for 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes, oh dear. Count of 5. 5 minutes, no. Count of 5. And then you exhale with your mouth. Let's do it practically. Remember, when you're taking in your breath, your abdomen area here must push out. You must feel it. It works, by the way. So I'm going to do it. I'm telling you because I'm even feeling it myself. I'm feeling it just by demonstrating it to you. I cannot explain the calmness that I feel. I really can't explain it. And I can't believe that is all it took to get me calm. And if this is what I needed to go back into a meeting or to go and face people, even face a situation, because sometimes we get into traumatic situations that just make us lose it. If that's what I needed, I got it. I got it. This calmness will help you overcome an anxiety attack. I promise you, it will. And if you are around somebody who you know gets anxiety attacks quite often, help them do this exercise. Help them do this exercise so that they can pass through that situation that they need to pass through. They can get some time before they need to seek medical help. So I'm not saying it's a substitute, certainly not. But, oh my God, how it is a crutch when you need it and when you need to be calm. And that's why I say doctors, psychiatrists, and psychologists, how important they are, how extremely important they are. Because you could go through life paralyzed by anxiety and panic through life. And you never knew that simple techniques, meditation as well, regular exercise, even your diet control, keeping away from triggers, deciding which situations to be in and not to be in, discovering what you believe as a truth that can be a lie, and accepting that you are your best bet to get better. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I hope I have reached one or two people. Again, thank you for those who have reached out to me. One particular person who is in leadership, and I'm happy because I've asked for those of you who know that if you speak like me, you'll break the stigma. They will be joining me very soon in one of my shows. Called me and told me, I've seen this and I want to speak out and I want to be a voice so that those of the people who know me, know what I do, know that I'm in leadership, know that I am also trying to survive mental health so that more people out there can feel like we're a family and that we can beat this. Please watch Shebesh Speaks. Continue supporting me. Those out there who think I'm doing a good job, I ask you to support Shebesh Speaks so that we can go to the grassroots and talk into the real issues of mental health where it matters. Many people might not be able to watch this show, but how important it is for them to get a forum where they are, even in a social hall, and come and listen to what mental health illness is really about and that it is manageable. Asanteni sana. See you next time. And remember, we can beat this. It's okay not to be okay.